Up next, it's a battle between Maryland JUCO soccer rivals. The Montgomery College Rockville Knights are having one of their finest seasons ever and are currently ranked number 2 in the nation and first in Maryland JUCO. They're taking on revenge-minded Frederick, a team they beat earlier this season. But Frederick is a healthier team now and would like nothing better than to even the score with an upset today. Women's college soccer on Montgomery College television, starting now. From the Rockville campus of Montgomery College in Rockville, Maryland, Montgomery College Television is proud to present NJCAA Women's College Soccer with the Montgomery College Rockville Knights taking on the Cougars from Frederick Community College. Hello everyone, I'm Michael Brown, and it is my pleasure to once again welcome in my partner Sean Coburn. And Sean, we've got an intriguing matchup today, made even spicier by the element of revenge. Now, earlier in the season, Montgomery College traveled up 270 north to Frederick, and they beat the Cougars on their home pitch 4-0. Fast forward to today, Montgomery College is flying high. They're currently ranked number 2 in the nation, but they're taking on a Frederick team that would like nothing better than to come down here, beat them, and exact some sweet revenge.
Oh yeah, Michael, one of the best things about league play at any level is that home-and-home competition. You always have a chance to go to the other team's place, and in this case, exact some revenge. Now, when Rockville went up there earlier this year, no one knew quite what to make of this Knights team. Were they going to be any good? They were pretty decent in years past, but now, fast forward to today, you have the revenge aspect. They're playing the number 2 team in the country, number 1 in Maryland JUCO. Not going to take a whole lot to get them fired up for the upset try today.
Boy, that is for sure. And despite their lofty national ranking, Montgomery College head coach Kelly Wakeman is not taking anything for granted because she knows, as the old cliche goes, on any given day. So she is not going to let her team underestimate this Frederick team. But despite their early season win up there, this is the kind of game that Coach Wakeman fears. She sees this as a dangerous challenge for her team.
Well, I hope they get a couple of their injured players back. I know they were facing low numbers. They had a couple girls that were injured, and they were, dealing with low numbers. And that's tough no matter what, because if you only can play with 9 or 10 girls, that just makes you're just down from the get-go. They play with a lot of heart, though, and they have a center midfielder who is a very good player and who is dangerous. So they'll come and they'll fight us. And I went over and talked to the coach after the last game and told her how much I respected their heart and what they brought to the table. So I think that they will come here and fight us. I think they're excited about it being televised as well, so they want to see a good result on their part. Obviously, we know what we've faced a little bit, but I think it'll be a good test for us once again on how are we going to come out against a team that we've played once before and beat.
Well, Sean, Kelly Wakeman has a lot of respect for this Frederick team. She is not about to let her team look past them.
No, and that dangerous player she mentioned is Ashley Polvey, and she combines with Stephanie Caddy to give them a 1-2 punch that they didn't have earlier in the season when the Cougars and Knights matched up. Now, heading into the postseason, Coach Wakeman wants her team to be focused and ready to go every game because it doesn't matter who they're playing on a given day. Once you get into the postseason, one slip-off and you're going home.
Boy, that is for sure. And, Sean, we're just a couple of minutes away now from the opening kickoff. So let's take a quick look at some of the keys to today's matchup.
Well, here's what we're looking at today. Precision in the middle. Forward Lena Orbe and sweeper Julie Bowers from Rockville are 2 of the most precise passers you'll see in the country, and it will be up to Frederick's strength, their midfield, to disrupt the passing and set up their teammates. An obsession for possession, Rockville's front line exerts great offensive pressure by keeping possession and defending the opposition's defenders. Will that translate into a lot of goals for the Knights, or will Frederick respond to the challenge? Breaking through. Frederick was shut out the team's first matchup. Will they break through today and get a goal against a tough defense and goalkeeper Anna Santiago, or will that streak continue for the Knights? And then finally, who wants it more? We'll see just how much Frederick learned from these teams' first matchup and if they can get things going, or if Rockville establishes themselves as the power team we've seen so much from them this year.
Well, Sean, this one certainly has some interesting plot elements. We've got the nationally ranked Montgomery College team going up against a upset-minded and revenge-minded rival. We're just moments away from watching it all unfold. The opening kickoff coming right up after this.
It is going great. From what I've heard, it's been one of the best from the years before. So I'm really happy to come in this year and be like, whoa, we're kind of like the first ones kind of thing. At the beginning, it was kind of troubling because we weren't suspecting all of this. And then I guess the games to come now is just we've been so good at it, we've been pushing it. It's like we want it, This year, I guess it's Knight's time to shine, and we just want it that bad.
Welcome back to the soccer pitch on the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside my partner, Sean Coburn. And we just heard from Cindy Climaco, one of the Montgomery College captains.
Michael Climaco has a good reason to be excited about this team. She's a personality leader for a team that has a chance to be one of the all-time great ones here. They've clearly missed her presence in the lineup the last few games, but she's working back, recovering from an injury, and we'll see her a little bit today.
Yeah, we will, which is great, and you are right. She is certainly the personality leader. She just exudes energy.
She's just one of those people, when you talk to her, one of the strengths she says she brings to the team is she helps organize them. She, gets the young women together and says, all right, you guys go here, we're going to do this, kind of help. And having a player like that helps you get through drills, helps you get through part of the more tedious elements of practice when you have someone saying, all right, here's where we're going to go, here's what we're going to do. And that's why she's one of the captains.
She's a true leader, and Kelly Wakeman told me I never have to tell her anything twice. I tell her once, boom, it's done. She says the only problem I have with her is when she's hurt, I practically have to sit on her to get her to stay out of the game.
Yeah, it must have been really tough on her these last few games to have her sit down on the bench and recover, but we'll see her a little bit out there today, and I'm sure part of that is Cindy's doing, trying to plead her way back into the lineup.
All right, well, let's take a look now at the starting lineup for both teams. We're just a couple of moments away from the opening kick, so let's take a look first at the visitors from Frederick.
Well, the main offensive force, as we talk about, is Ashley Polvey. And then Becca Bowers, Ashley's half-sister, incidentally, is going to be key in the net today. And then in front of her is a defense led by Lara Burkhardt. She's a talented offensive freshman whom Coach Jacobs Woods asked to play defense.
Yeah, that she made quite a sacrifice. And when I talked to Coach Woods, she just couldn't say enough about the sacrifice that Burkhardt had made. She's definitely one of their better offensive players, but they needed to stem the tide of the goals against.
Right. You can get all the attempts in the world, but if the other team is scoring goals on you, there's nothing you can do about it.
All right, now let's have a look at the starters for the homestanding Montgomery College Rockville Knights.
Well, Lily Trujillo, number 9, leads the Rockville attack. Christy Jacob Woods, the opposing coach, says Trujillo may be the best player in the league, and I'm not going to disagree with her. Anna Santiago starts again in goal, and she leads Maryland JUCO in least goals given up. And a big reason why is the defense in front of her, and that's led by Julie Bowers, who was a fine offensive player in high school, but now she anchors one of the best defenses in the country, much like Lara Burkhardt.
Yeah, the two of them have a lot in common. Their coaches asked them, for the better of the team, to please move to defense. They did. Bowers, by the way, does have 4 goals, even as a defensive starter, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, she likes to step up on that offensive side, and Coach Wakeman gives her those opportunities. She makes the most of them when she's up there.
All right, our refs for today. Our main referee, our first referee, they call them, is Gary Satterfield. The sideline refs, or the linesman refs, are Greg Watson and Jim Quinn. These are all experienced guys. I've watched them referee many a game, so we'll have a very well officiated game today, no question about that.
Michael, one of the early subplots we're going to be looking at is Frederick comes in here with 11 players, and it's an unseasonably warm day for a late-season soccer match. So with no substitutions available, and already a team that's probably not quite as fast or doesn't have quite the fitness of Rockville, that's going to be tough for them to keep up. They're really going to have to play with a lot of spirit today. And playing well in this first half is going to be very key, keeping the game to a manageable score so they have a chance to get that juice in the second half of being in a close game.
Well, I'm wondering if this will affect the shorter numbers that they have, will affect the style of play today. Do you think they'll try to be more of a possession team, for example?
You would think so. Generally, when you see a team that might feel that they're overmatched for one reason or another, they'll place some players back on defense merely to occupy the space. If you can't play the ball to an area because there's a defender there, you're not going to get as many opportunities. And then you just try to play some long balls out on the offensive side and hope for the best when you get a breakaway opportunity.
Well, we see both teams coming out on the field now. Rockville in white, Frederick in green, and Rockville is going to be defending the north end of the field. And we'll see it looks like Rockville is going to be kicking off.
And Rockville in the home whites, Frederick in the green, and you can see they're playing a 4-4-2 today, but it's almost like a 4-6, the two forwards spread along the side, kind of making that picket fence. So might be as we anticipate that they're kind of defensive-minded today. But obviously, a team like Frederick wants to come in here and get revenge. They're not just going to go for a tie today. They're going to want to win this game.
Boy, that's for sure. And Rockville with the ball. We're underway here. It's as Sean said, a sort of a warm day. It's going to definitely be a factor for both teams, but particularly for Frederick. And there we see the offensive star there for Rockville. Lillian Trujillo had the ball there for a second.
And Trujillo is one of those players who's all over the field. She likes to make runs on her own. She likes to receive balls and create plays. So you get the ball on her feet or you get her in open space, she's going to do something good for the team.
And Rockville, actually both teams have been in a bit of a scoring drought lately. Rockville early in the season and actually pretty much through the midway part of the season, very high scoring team, but they've played a lot of tough defensive clubs in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and as a result their goals have gone down somewhat.
And it's one of the things that Coach Wakeman has been hammering with this team from the very beginning. They've won some games 4-0, 5 goals, and they still lead Maryland JUCO in goal differential. But Wakeman has been hammering them to execute when they get chances.
They had a chance there, a nice crossing pass from McKenna Smet, and they maintained possession down there.
And that's a solid cross. Bodies just didn't get to the net. That was a little close to the goal and tough to get that pass without going off sides. But Rockville earns the corner here.
And taking the corner is Kylie Rasmick.
Lena Orbe not in the starting lineup today. Orbe usually takes the corner kick, so we'll see a little different look here.
Rasmick with a bender. And Frederick takes possession, and they're off down the field.
And this is going to be one of the opportunities we talked about. A run out was briefly a 2-on-2, and Rockville back very nicely. Frederick doesn't have the numbers, and here's a turnover.
Rockville takes possession. There's Crystal Quinones. Try to set some of the lineup here by number so the folks at home can appreciate who's out there. There's Julie Bowers running it down for Rockville, number 11. And she doesn't quite clear it. And look out. But the defense is there.
Good use of her body by Bowers. Allison McKinty with a great opportunity there. Didn't give up on the ball, but she just didn't have any players coming with her. And that's one of the problems when you only have 2 forwards up. Everybody else kind of hanging back. They don't want to get beat on transition against Rockville.
There's Anna Santiago, the keeper for Montgomery College. She's had a fantastic season. She's currently 3rd in Maryland JUCO and 12th in the nation in goals against average.
And that's someone who's playing keeper really for the first time in her life. She played some soccer before, has a sports-related asthma, so couldn't run around on the field, wanted to contribute to the game, so Coach said, why don't you go in the net? And that's been working out really well for the Rockville Knights.
Kelly Wakeman says she has the heart of a lion. She is absolutely fearless and a real hard worker.
And it wasn't, I don't think, just a coincidence that, well, I can't run around, I'm going to play keeper. This is a tough position to play. She has to be constantly communicating, constantly active, even if she's not running around quite as much as a field player. And just having that mentality built in has really made the transition to being a keeper easy for her.
And there's Frushauer, the sweeper for Frederick. But Rockville will retain possession.
Interesting to see Kylie Harden with a quick throw, and we've seen in this position sometimes McKenna Smet has a big arm, and we're going to see her take the throw in right here. She almost has a mini corner kick when she throws the ball in from this close to the goal.
Very powerful. And there's another good one, this time to Trujillo, who we notice, Sean, has a lot of tape on that right leg.
Yeah, but she's a gamer, Michael. We saw her kind of looking a little gimpy before the game. Now that the whistle's blown, she's all over the field.
Yeah, she sure is. And Quinones, Razmik, another one of those solid citizens on the team. There's a shot.
And even though that's an off angle, that's a solid shot from Julia Bejtka. You want to be able to pepper the keeper with some shots. And she had some space to create there.
She did. It was a good stop by Bowers on a nice ball by Bejtka, who Wakeman says has the most powerful leg on the team.
Rockville wins another corner here. Kylie Harden with a short kick last time. We'll see if she can get it into the middle of the action where generally you want to put it.
And there it comes. And Frederick gets it out of bounds. Be another corner kick coming up.
That one a much better chance. Trujillo with a chance to get a header on it, but looked like a more of a passing header than a shot.
Yeah, she didn't really put her full force behind it there. I think she was trying to nudge it to someone. Here it comes again. And that goes right into Bowers. Becca Bowers, just like Anna Santiago, Becca Bowers for Frederick is a rookie keeper. First time she's ever played in goal. And their coach, Christy Jacobs, gave her very high marks as well.
Yeah, she's really stood in there against some tough shots early, and that's what Rockville wanted. They're executing well in the offense. They've gotten some decent shots on net, but Becca Bowers standing up there, keeping them out of the goal.
Comes Rockville on the attack. And they take it away.
This is what we talked about, that obsession for possession. That's Trujillo playing defense on the defender and getting the ball back. And we've seen Rockville do a little bit of that. It's almost like the old offensive strategy in hockey, the dump and chase. You know, they know that they're better athletes, so they're going to kick the ball into space deep, and then they're going to play these defenders one-on-one. Frederick doing a good job with possession, getting the ball back out, though.
Yep, and that's going to be their strategy, it looks like, at least in the early going. There's Bowers. Last game we did, of course, Julie Bowers was our player of the game, which is quite something, I'd say, in soccer to pick a defensive player as your player of the game, but she clearly set the tempo in that one.
Absolutely, and she shows her offensive skills as a defender. Once she gets the ball on her feet, she's able to turn it around for the offense. Not an easy thing. A lot of times when a defender's in pressure, they're just going to kick it away, but she's able to not only get the ball on her feet, but pass it back to the offense.
And she's got one of the stronger legs on the team, and every now and then, Coach Wakeman likes to set her free, she says, up top, and let her play some offense.
Yeah, and like you said, 4 goals on the season for the sweeper, so she doesn't get up there very frequently, but when she does, she gets the ball in the net.
Makes them count. And that ball went completely out of the field.
There's Julie Bowers. You know, another thing that's excellent about her game is she has that judgment in communion with the other defenders is to be able to know when to attack the ball and when to stand back and let one of her teammates attack the ball and be that backup for her, almost like a safety. And that makes the entire defense strong. You have someone who's good on the ball and someone who's good on the backup. And the other defenders are no slouches either, so it really makes for a solid wall in front of the keeper.
Well, and she communicates very well with Anna Santiago, the goalie. So Santiago credits her with her success this year as a keeper.
Kylie Harden's done a good job from the corner kick today. Another
good
solid
one.
ball.
Oh, that was close. And Bejtka, or no, that's Bowers, almost got her head on it.
And that's one of those chances for her to sneak up when you're the sweeper. Now she can retreat back for the goal kick. And this is a play that they really like sneaking. They do that with Bowers, and they do that with Masha Rutherford. They sneak that player kind of backdoor behind the screen of players for the header or kick attempt.
Just a tad long. Otherwise, we would have a 1-0 game here. And this time it's going to be Frederick.
That's one of the underrated kind of situations in soccer that people don't realize is on these set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks. There's a plan of what's going on and what the players want to do. Now, it's tough to execute because you need the ball placed perfectly, and the defense has something to do with it. But that's one of Rockville's favorite plays, to kind of slide a player back and sneak her back towards the net.
Well, Sean, I noticed that Lena Orbe, number 10 for Rockville, is now into the game. So she sat out for a little while, and now she's in. She's one of the captains on the team.
And that spells trouble for Frederick because with Orbe and Trujillo, those are two motors on offense that don't stop. As you can see, Orbe already on the ball and pressuring.
Orbe has 15 assists on the season, which is a fantastic amount. Trujillo has 9. So both of them are excellent goal scorers, but also very unselfish distributors.
It shows the entire unselfish spirit on the team. I mean, you have two of their best goal scorers who also have 24 assists between them. The midfield players, Beitka, Rutherford, they could easily be the top goal scorer on a given team, but they control the tempo on midfield. They win balls, and obviously they get chances to score and create themselves as well. But they take the back seat as the main scorer to Orbe and Trujillo, and they're happy to do that. The results for the team has been quite positive.
It's been great. And here's Santiago coming up.
It's a rare miscue by Bowers, but Santiago able to help bail her out. Good pressure by Katie Vivian to keep the player off the ball. Ashley Polvey was giving some chase.
Polvey, of course, is the top offensive threat for the Frederick team. And she is in the top 5, or I'm sorry, the top 10 in Maryland JUCO in scoring. But she's limping a little bit after that collision with Bowers over there.
And that's going to be really tough. Not only does Frederick not have a substitute for her, but as we've seen in the early action, Frederick organized here, but a lot of offensive chances are with her and Allison McKinty kind of running up the field together, sometimes Bethany Lisk, rather. Frederick doing a good job holding their own. They're really maintaining possession against the Rockville team that really loves to chase after the ball and win a lot of balls off the legs of midfielders and defenders who might not be accustomed to handling the ball quite as much. But Frederick, not a lot of great scoring opportunities, but keeping Rockville at bay for the most part.
Well, like the coach of Frederick told me, Jacobs Woods, she says, we have to win this game in the midfield.
Now, Christy Jacob Woods, she has done a great job with this program. 4 years ago, there was going to be no more women's soccer at Frederick, and she came to the AD and said, hey, let's give it one more shot. AD handed her the keys to the program, and here they are. A competitive team, very good team, and Christy Jacobs Woods, a big reason behind that.
Well, she spent her entire life in soccer. She told me, and I guess I'm not revealing any details here that she didn't want exposed. She told me, I've played soccer for 29 of my 34 years on this planet. And as a matter of fact, I called her Saturday to check some information. She was playing an indoor game.
And clearly someone who loves the game and gives that love to her players. You can see they really enjoy playing out there.
And she really has saved the program, and I think it's great. And they are on the attack now, although there's a miscue.
Now, while we were talking on that, we saw Ashley Polvey limping around while Frederick set up for the corner, and a solid corner attempt, but really good help by the Rockville offensive players on defense. We saw Julie Bowers on the one side with a shot attempt, and then on this side we saw Lena Orbe head the ball out of the middle.
And here comes Rockville. But a good job of clearing there by Freshour. Jacobs Woods was telling us about Sable Freshour. Long legs, powerful legs, good at clearances, and there we saw a good example of that, Sean.
Yeah, the Frederick defense really standing strong so far. Rockville's been able to use their speed, like in this case, to get past them, but for the most part, they're matching up quite well with a powerful Rockville offense.
And Beitka tries to center it, but Bowers is there.
And Becca Bowers, as much as any other Frederick player, really has something to come out and prove today. To lose 4-0, that's a pretty wide margin in soccer. So,
boy, it sure is. Great play there by Bowers to stop that run by Palvey.
And that's what we're talking about. Not only get the ball, but turn it.
She's a great tackler, very aggressive, as you can see. Not afraid of anything, despite her diminutive size.
And a decent through ball there by Heidi Howard. The problem that we're seeing is that there's just the midfield and defense is playing fairly well for Frederick, but it becomes a numbers game where the offensive forwards are just not getting to the box. So good through ball, but you have 3 white shirts to play it.
Right. There's Rutherford.
And Masha Rutherford not afraid to mix it up. You see her go right through a player to get that ball and start the offense.
Oh, absolutely. Kelly Wakeman told me that when she joined the team, she brought a sense of urgency to the team that they really needed. And because of her style of play, here we go with a possible breakaway here with Smet. And there's her shot, and it's long and high.
Fantastic attempt by McKenna Smet, who can really shoot on the run. She had a bead there, beating Laura Hildebrand. You would think McKenna Smet with those long legs might not be able to keep up with the shorter, quicker defender, but she definitely had the bead, had a good shot, and was shooting for that unsavable area in the goal, the top corner.
She and Lena Orbe were high school classmates at St. John's College High School in Washington, D.C., and they both came here to play, of course.
Man, I would have hated to match up against that high school.
Oh,
Yeah, that's 2 offensive scoring stars right there.
That's for sure. And a little bit of physical play there between Harden and number 8, Laura Hildebrand.
But that play was started by Masha Rutherford, who, that having a physicality to your team makes up for a lot of things. Rutherford lost that ball twice, but because of her physical nature, because of her will, she won it back and got that play started, got a good pass up to McKenna.
Yeah, she's got a lot of heart out there. And here we go. There's Orbe chasing it down, but Bowers has been kept busy here in the early going. We're into the 18th minute of the first half. No score. Once again, Rockville, Montgomery College, Rockville in white, and the Frederick Cougars in green.
Here's Yola Testa. Chance to take Bowers one-on-one and a solid pass there.
Good pass, and McEntee couldn't quite run it down. And let's see, Rockville turns it the other way.
Katie Vivian has done an excellent job so far on that right side. She stopped 3 runs so far. Got the ball off her feet. The same skills that we talked about with Bowers. She's doing a really good job matching up one-on-one today. And I really think that's Vivian's strength, is being able